The recognizable sounds of blues will be available to you after studying this video. When thinking about the key of E, less is more when it comes to the amount of work you have to put in. This is as it pertains to rhythm guitar playing, by the way. You still need to learn your regular chord shapes. This is how to play the guitar with one finger. And what you're going to learn is something that musicians, professionals use this method all the time. So here we have something you may be familiar with, this power chord shape. We're pretty much pressing down here on the 2nd fret on strings 5, 4, 3. And we are mainly focusing here on strings 6, 5, and 4 when we're talking about the strumming. And we're strumming 6, 5, 4 twice. Then we're playing the open 4, 3, 2. That's a G chord, these notes here. So I went like this. And actually I was muting at first. I'm trying to show you both hands, but then I made the A chord, which is this shape moved towards the floor. Focusing now on the open 5th string and strings 4, 3, 2. So for that one you would leave out the thinnest, and if you hit the 2nd string that's fine, you don't have to. That would be like, now the interesting thing is the pull off. Pulling off, you get another G chord simply by making a quieter version. But it's still nevertheless G chord, and it's this whole thing is very efficient. So you would go, let me show you the sound, put my hand back here. Make your A like this. So for the A you need to move towards the floor, and then you're going to be ready to pull off by having your hand at a certain angle so that you can pull away from the strings. So that was the first version I showed you. And landing again. Another version here, slightly different. And I just want to back up, just tell you real quick that this one finger creates this E power chord. You're creating the chord known as A major, and then a one finger chord known as G. And really, it's not really a one finger, it's really a no finger, because your fingers are not on the fretboard. Those are the 3 notes required. So I misspoke there when I said one finger chord. It's 0 finger chord. When you pull off, it's 0 chords. Or 0 fingers down, because it's a pull off. Pulling off to open strings. Notice that? So for another way of thinking about this, you can go E. Let me show you first. So that time you're landing on the E to end it. The G chord with no fingers down can be achieved with this simple pull-off motion that I mentioned coming from the A chord. So this version would be, see how I'm muting in between? And I'm not aiming to be super precise, but in a way I am. idea you can do, which is an idea where the rhythm, it ends on the E. This is an E5 power chord. The idea is that it ends with the E5 power chord. However, the rhythm has syncopation to it. So you would go. Start off with this G with the 3 strings open. A. Make your A now. Something along these lines. See? So that's the open. 3 strings. 4, 3, 2. To get your G chord. Now you're going to A. Mainly focusing on these. Say you hit all the inside strings, it would sound like this. That's kind of a lot. Pull off. Once, twice. Now I thought I'd get into a little music theory here, because some folks might want 12-bar blues ideas and concepts. So say you started out with the open G, make your A. You can land here on the A. See that? Da 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 da. You just have to be aware of coming back up with the pick, right? So here, let's see. Coming towards the ceiling. See what I mean? Say you wanted to resolve on the B7, which by the way is the 5 chord. So you would go. Same as before. But you gotta be prepared to see once you do that pull off, the open strings, that's the G chord. So here you have B7 now. You have your 5 chord.